What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another roster bubble series video. Please hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops to your jobs. Appreciate you coming out. Also, share this out. Training camp is around the corner, and with that being said, a lot of content's going to start popping up again. And sharing this out, of course, would help. I want to get to 500 subscribers as fast as possible, so community notes is accessible and I can get more stuff out to you guys who only have YouTube accounts and not social media. Appreciate you guys once again coming back. Interesting candidate for today's roster bubble profile. These types of videos, I take a player who's on the roster bubble, talk about their background, talk about their competition, talk about how they can win a roster spot, how they can lose a roster spot, and then followed by prediction. So today's candidate slash profile is a guy, I can't seem to pronounce his name correctly. Maybe I'll pronounce it correctly. Roy Mbaeteka from Nigeria. A lot of people don't know about this guy, but we're going to talk about his background first and all that stuff, and then we'll go right into the competition, everything else that entails. So he is 6'9". If he ever makes it to be an NFL tackle, he would be one of the tallest, if not the tallest, NFL tackles. He's 320 pounds, 22 years old. So I'm going to copy some stuff from Sports Illustrated and Big Blue View. I don't want to use their shit and not give them credit. So here is some stuff from not Sports Illustrated, but Big Blue View. Mbaeteka made a name for himself first as a standout at Nigerian training camp led by the Uprise, a talent identification program led by Osi Umenyiora and basketball player Ejike Agboaha. I think that's his name. I don't want to butcher it, though. The NFL eventually selected him as one of the 13 international athletes who could compete for a roster spot in the NFL. Once he arrived in America, he started training with Pro Bowl center LaCharles Bentley. That experience reportedly aided him in impressing the Giants staff with his knowledge of the game. When the Giants brought him in, they took him to the board and drew things and asked him all these questions, and he was able to answer them because that's what he's been working on this entire time. Osi Umenyiora said that. He's highly intelligent. I guess they were blown away by the fact that he was able to do all that stuff. Once again, a quote by Osi. And here is quote by Brian Dable regarding Mr. Roy. The rookies out here played a lot. We're starting from ground zero with him, and he's trying to soak everything up. There's a lot at that position. There's a lot of words and a lot of communication that goes on. He's a great personality. Bobby Johnson and Tony Sperano have done a really good job just meeting with him, but we have a long way to go. Very true. Here's also what Umenyiora said to Giants.com. When you see him working, you're going to know what he's about. And then also this was said, he is a big, strong, physical, extremely intelligent, very athletic. He's built to play offensive tackle in the league. He's very smart, but he's also a very athletic player. So I'm just going to go down with it. And I'm going to say this. I usually don't do this for roster bubble videos, but I don't think he's going to make the roster. I think that's pretty damn obvious. I think he's going to stick on the practice squad as a developmental guy. Now, the video does not end here because we'll talk about competition, all that stuff. I think for right now, it's about progression of the game. And for some reason, unlike Sandro Platzgummer, he does not get a practice squad exemption. The Giants had 17 guys on the practice squad last year, including Platzgummer. So they were able to get that exemption for Platzgummer, but not Mr. Roy over here. But I think he'll stick to the practice squad as a developmental project. I think that's what he is, and they're going to work on him for maybe a year or two and then see what's what after that. There's a couple of guys in this league who have come over from foreign countries and have made success. I think one of the more notable ones is left tackle Jordan Mailata for the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, he was a former rugby player, I believe, in Australia. Then he came over, and now he's one of the better linemen in the game. I believe one of the more underrated. Obviously, we call him Crybaby and fuck around with him, all that stuff, because of the Eagle game. But he is one of the better tackles in this league. Slowly coming up to that if he's consistent. So competition-wise, Matt Gano and Matt Parrott. No more Corey Cunningham. So I find this really interesting because the first team is going to be, Evan Neal and Andrew Thomas in no specific order. And then the second team could be Matt Gano and Devery Hamilton, or Matt Gano and Matt Parrott. Now, we don't know how many, reps Matt Parrott's going to get because he's coming off a torn ACL. How much are you expecting out of him? So it could be Gano and Hamilton. It could be Gano and Parrott. Who knows? And then somebody pairs up maybe with Mbaeteka. It's going to be interesting, though, to say the least, if this guy gets preseason reps. Training camp reps, I think he'll get some because of his knowledge of the game and how far he's come as a developmental player. Preseason reps, maybe they shift somebody over to tackle until he gets grip of things. But at the same time, you're not going to know anything about him unless you put him in a game. So there's that. How can he win? Well, he's just going to show progress. Play well among the 2s and 3s and show progression in the game. You talk about this a lot with undrafted free agents. But Mbaeteka, to stay on the practice squad, to stay on this team in general as a developmental project, has to improve parts of his game that he struggled at in Nigeria, when he was doing stuff with LaCharles Bentley and when he was still doing stuff with OC. So I think progress is probably one of the more, popular, not popular, but probably the best focal point of his game. It's got to be progression. And if he's not progressing, then it's just harder for the Giants to save a practice squad spot for him when they could save it for a veteran or an undrafted free agent that has progressed more in their game. How can he lose? I don't really know how he can lose other than not progressing. And I know it's a very basic thing. I've said it 100 times in this video already. But if he doesn't progress, whether it's the running game he's bad at and he gets worse, or same thing could be said for the passing game, it would be a tough spot for him because a lot of these guys come over from different countries and they want to get these opportunities, but you have to improve at your game. They're already on a raw platter because, well, they don't have the opportunities that the NFL guys already do, undrafted free agents and draft picks. So the best way overall for him to make the practice squad is show progression. I don't know anything specific. Oh, he's good in the run game. He's good in the pass game. I don't think anyone has seen that yet because I don't think he's even played a game. So, that's going to be an interesting one to keep tabs on during training camp. But I see him making the practice squad. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops to your drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Peace out, guys. See you later. And stay cool, as usual.